Perfect. And we are live. Hello, everybody. My name is Lars, and we are jumping into today's community AMA. Uh, Last month, I didn't have an AMA. I'm very, very sorry for that. We have always been having regular AMAs, at least once a month, sometimes more frequent. And this I have to keep. It has been an extremely busy month last month. Also this month, extremely busy. We had an issue with the RPC. The issue with the RPC means that it is the node that connects the wallet and the public utilities and speaks into the blockchain. So even our blockchain have been live all the time. People wasn't able to do wallet transfers, and that also goes into the centralized exchange we're listed on. You couldn't do deposit and withdrawals because it couldn't connect to the wallets and other utilities that are on the network. We took our time and we didn't rush to finalize the RPCs because we wanted to find a stable solution. The RPCs went down when we started testing multiple protocols, which means that we have a team that has been working on the bridge, a team that has been working on deep proof of earn. Greenfolio has their team together with one of our developers have been working on the charting service and other utilities, as well as the NFT marketplace, and all of these things speaks to the public RPC, or it needs an RPC. It doesn't need to be the public, but that was how it was set up. And this made that the node, the RPC, simply got overloaded, and it stopped working. We restarted it a few times manually, but it simply fell off after anywhere between a few hours and sometimes it lasted half a day and a day. And we decided to go in and really review this issue and find a solution to it as well. So what we did there was that we spent a lot of time with all our developers in together, both the Greenfolio team, our own teams from different protocols, have been in to find a solution, because we need a solution for the charting service, for the bridge, for all of these utilities to work, so when they go live, then they don't have any connection issues. And one of the things that we have done is we have put limitations on the public RPC. These limitations also exist across other networks, and that means that utilities will not be able, depending on the amount of requests they're making, if they're making a request every second, then they will not be able to work through the public RPC and will have to run their own RPC. And there are several services out there that can run RPCs for utilities that's going to come live, and we are obviously going to come in and help with a solution as well, to help the utilities that want to launch on the blockchain to have their own RPC or have a shared RPC that they can use that are not the public RPC. So this is what we have went in. Now it's been bit over 10 days since we restored the RPC. The RPC have been live. We haven't had any issues since then. So this is good. Now we have a good stable RPC. We also have set some monitoring tools up to check if something goes wrong, then we get instant message. As we have developers on different continents, we are almost active 24/7 at this moment, and we are gonna even acquire more developers to make sure that we can watch over everything 24 hours a day. So if something should go wrong, obviously I cannot guarantee that nothing goes wrong again, but now we have really went deep into this issue. We found the issue, we have blocked the issue, so this should not go up and have an effect again. We have also started testing of the private RPC. Now I'm not with my computer. I was actually going to do some screen sharing today, but this will come either during during the week that we start tomorrow or the following, then I'm gonna share you some screen interface. I will try see if I can come on a live AMA again. If not, then I'm gonna pre-record it and share it with you guys so you can see the NFT marketplace are now 98% working. It's currently connected to its own RPC, and that's working perfectly fine. The week that we start from tomorrow, I think Tuesday or Wednesday, the Greenfolio team are going to start working with their own RPC that we have developed together with them to make sure that they can start to get their utility live. Greenfolio is extremely important for us because Greenfolio have an RPI that's going to go in and let people connect easily to the blockchain and get specific information. So this is not only for Greenfolio and the chart service, it's not only for the buybot, it's for many different utilities that this service can go in and supply other projects that's going to come in to use their API. Obviously, the API is going to be a paid API, so there's going to be a free account that you can make, which will have a low limit, and then you can buy higher limits as you move forward. So this is one of the important things for Greenfolio, and Greenfolio have worked hard with us. We basically were in the testing phase to put the charting service live when the RPC broke down. Then the RPC broke down. That obviously caused some extra work for the teams. So now the next week we're gonna go in and help them set up the RPC, help them get it live, and this will be the first project that gets their private RPC service on the Roburna blockchain. So this is gonna start next week. Exactly how long time the testing phase is gonna take, that's going to be hard for me to tell, but during the month of December, then the charting service should go live. Again, I am not the responsible developer on Greenfolio. We are trying to help them as much as we can. It looked very, very good, the test that we did together with them, even before we got into the problems with the RPC. So I expect that this is going to be hassle-free to go in as soon as we have the new RPC and we can get it live again, which means that during the month of December, most likely towards the mid of December before Christmas, then we can expect the charting service to go live, and this should be very, very good because then we have a public price. It is to my knowledge that our market cap have went a little bit down, and this is obviously something that we need to work on as well. But now we get the charting service live. That will allow the buybot to come live as well. So together with the charting service, then we get the buybot live, which many of you guys have requested. So here we have more or less specific dates on the first two developments that have been requested by the community. Obviously, we have a lot more that we need to go in and go over. And during this AMA, I'm going to try to cover everything as much as I can. For me personally, I'm going to be very, very careful with giving dates, especially specific dates, because I do not want to have any misunderstandings. Again, obviously, I know that I stated publicly that I was expecting several months ago that our charting service from Greenfolio would have been live, and it has come with some challenges to get into the testing phase, and this is something that's a little bit out of my control. If anybody thinks that it's not in my interest to have it live already yesterday, then you are completely wrong. It is really in my highest interest, and I can tell you all that the last month and also this month, now I traveled this weekend that we have just passed, last weekend, not this one that we are in now. Yeah, it's Sunday today. Anyway, I traveled, but before traveling, I had a very tight schedule already set up. I'm in South America for a reason. Now I'm in Europe. I'm also here for a reason. And I'm soon going to travel again. And I'm going to travel on behalf of Roburna and for a very specific reason. So when I go in and we got the issue with the RPC, that means that I've been working anywhere between 16 to 20 hours a day until we got it restored, because obviously this is my responsibility. But I also had a lot of things planned out, because as you all know, the most important for Roburna, obviously our technology needs to work, right? That is the most important. The second most important is to go out and be with our partners and help our partners. And for this reason, the month of October and the month of November for me have been visiting factories and going up and helping one of our very, very big partners make some adjustments to their system, which is something that we're gonna go a lot deeper into. I will give some more hints after we end the recording of this AMA. But this has been something that I had already planned to go out to be there. And I've simply been running around with a mobile office when I've been out at the factories to make sure that I could be with the developers as well, and restore the issue here that we had, which is now resolved. So for those who think that it's not in my biggest interest to get everything that we have promised live, I can promise you guys that I am working, and I'm working very, very hard for us to reach there. Sometimes it feels like, why is things taking this long if certain things could be done quicker? And it might be right that certain things could be done quicker, but we really need to have the security and the infrastructure done correctly. So better safe than sorry, especially when it comes to the bridge and when it comes to other things. So now to continue today's clarifications and today's questions. The NFT marketplace have been worked on separately. It's more or less ready. As I said earlier, it's about 98% tested. And one of the things that we have done here is we have connected to the public RPC, which means that it automatically displays all the NFTs that are on the network. So now if somebody deploys an NFT and they start to mint the collection, in the moment that they start to mint the collection, then ArborSwap NFT Marketplace goes in and start to already index the NFTs. This is important to make it very, very easy and very user friendly. So if, for example, Marcel or any of the others in the community goes in and get an NFT, then you simply go into ArborSwap, you find the collection and you click list for sale. And then you'll be able to trade your NFTs instantly. So this is something that we have worked on all of the standard NFT variants that are there, which is 721 and 1125. So this is now done automatically, and this is something we will finalize the testing, and then we're going to start to prepare for a public launch of the NFT marketplace. We are currently working on an artist event to bring some artists in for them to be able to launch their collections. You can launch a collection directly with ArborSwap with a few clicks without having to go in and make your own NFT contracts. So the launch pad of ArborSwap is already there. And apart from this, how the team got delayed because of the RPC issues, that have given them time to go in and work very specifically on making the NFT space even better and even more interesting. And this was something that I actually had wanted to show you guys on a screen recording today as well. But there's gonna come a very specific NFT utility that is not seen out in the space. It's gonna be NFTs backed with liquidity. It's gonna be pure DeFi. So this is something that will ensure that projects that launch with their NFT liquidity backed protocol, they can never go to zero, because when there is a trade or when they get minted, then part of the fees are stored inside of a liquidity contract. that helps people being able to always exchange this NFT. This is a program that are approximately 70% in. We have been testing it, and I wanted to show you a test. We have done it on one of the Ethereum testnets, as our own testnet was down, but we are gonna now deploy it on the Roburna testnet and gonna show a live showcase that this is now working. So this will come shortly after the launch of the NFT marketplace. Then there's gonna come an extra utility, and this is gonna be part of the artist event that we are gonna do as well, which means that people will be able to safely buy the NFTs, knowing that they can always get rid of them again and actually sell them back to the liquidity pool. If this is the highest price that they can get, most likely not, because if you know the floor price is 10 RBA for an NFT, then why would you not try to sell it for 11 or for more? But yeah, the protocol is in final testing and will come live after the NFT marketplace. Exactly when we take the NFT marketplace depends on a little bit coordinations, so we can go in and get a good artist program launched and get some people in to be part of the launch of the NFT marketplace. But we are going to make it available to our investors, so you can go in and you can test it yourself. We are just not going to run the official launch before we get the final planning. And we are already working with some artists, and we are also working with something very unique to offer the artists to bring more people into the blockchain. So that's going to give a little bit of activities, and hopefully we're going to start to see some new eyes coming in through that. And that brings me over to the bridge system. For the bridge, when our team, as I said, we have borrowed a few of our developers out to Greenfolio to help get the charting service live. As soon as that is final tested and live, then they are gonna jump back over to the bridge and go fully in to get that finalized. We already had one model that we had into testing. Then the RPC issue came up. And as I say, now the bridge will also be running from its own private RPC to make sure that the bridge doesn't go in and put requests into the public RPC. So by doing this, we have to make a few small edits, and then we have to go into testing. Realistically, to be very honest, I don't think that it's gonna happen this year. My current estimates for everybody, because a date has been requested, I'm not gonna come with a specific date. Maybe in a few weeks, when we have went in through the Greenfolio, then I'll be more comfortable with saying this is gonna be the date that we can launch the bridge, but it's definitely going to happen in the first part of next year at the latest. I'm going to obviously try everything I can to get it done even quicker. So yeah, this is in terms of the bridge. In terms of the D proof of earn, as I mentioned earlier, it has already been into testing. Right now, it really depends on how the further testing goes with the private RPCs for me to come with a more clarification on this. But they will come in the order of the chart service will get the highest priority because it's basically ready to go live. That will come with the buy bot, which is a separate development, and that doesn't intervene with the others. Then we're gonna go in and get the NFT marketplace live, the bridge live, and then the D proof of earn will come at the end of this, and that will bring us to the full development that we have promised from our side to be ready. So the D proof of earn, I will come with some more confirmation and more clarification during our next events, our next AMAs. Right now, there is some uncertainties that brings me to not want to go in and try to estimate a date based on pure estimations. I would rather wait a few weeks when I have seen the RPC go live, and then go in and be much more realistic, so we don't get any frustrations between the team and the community. I really want us to work more together. I really want us to have I want us, I'm quite sure that people who are here with Roburna today, they are here because they believe in the project for the long term. And if there's people who are planning to sell, we don't have any problems with that either. But we will try to be better at being more transparent, and better with giving constant updates. And for this reason, we have also started AMAs with our elite supporters, those who have been with us the most, those who have helped us the most, those who have set up meetings for partnerships, those that are supporting us constantly on social media. We are trying to keep an eye on new people that are very active in the community, very active on the social media, to bring more people in to our supporters group. And in here, I'm directly streaming from some of the things that I'm doing. So the other day I was sitting at a construction place. I couldn't show much from what I was doing there, but we gave some more insights in what have been going on behind the scenes the past few months, and what's going to happen in the next few months. I would like to do this with the public as well. I'm just afraid at this moment that some people will take me on certain dates or certain things that I mentioned, because obviously I do have some expectations when we're sitting with our projects, but sometimes delays really happen, and this is something that obviously I need to be very aware that I should be careful with giving any specific dates or any specific times when it comes to the public group, and this limits a little bit more what I can speak about, because I do not want to have this bad sentiment between the community and the team, because I believe that we are on a unified mission. Roburna didn't keep any supply from launch. Obviously now there have been mined some new supply after mainnet, but everything we do with Roburna is to make Roburna great, and we have never been selling against the chart. We have never been doing anything against the chart, because we do not want to do that. We actually bought back for almost $2 million during the times of the launch on Binance. Anyway, so yeah, these are the current estimates that we have. There's another question which I've noted down, and that was the explosion in wallets that we had on the network. We did had a big explode of wallets. It happened one day to another. The claims came very, very fast. I'm still not 100% sure what actually happened. I can only tell you guys that we were having a few dev conferences, you can say. So we had conferences with different developers, and during these conferences, we obviously told a lot of the developers. Some of it was for education and some of it was for partner onboarding. And we have been working with a lot of projects that are interested to actually work with us. So yeah, during the time that we did that, then after the last DevCon, which we call them, we had these claims. I can go in and confirm that all the claims have been done from different devices, because it's different IP addresses. So our, what can you say, our suspicion goes towards somebody who have one of these click farms that they use for the click to earn or tap to earn games, that somebody have used a system to go in and claim, because it was definitely claimed so fast that it was not done by a human. That I have to acknowledge and say we have studied the issue. It was not done by a human, but it was done by more than 99,000 devices because they changed the IP, and this cannot be done with a VPN. So it's definitely not a VPN. We did have a few hundred developers that have confirmed to us that they claimed the airdrop themselves, and then we got, let's say it, exploited on the airdrop. The value of the exploit was approximately $30. So it's not something that have taken a big damage towards us. We already knew when we launched the airdrop that something like this could happen, and we put it out $50 to the airdrop. So yeah, but we do want to be realistic and transparent with you guys and tell you guys the honest observations that we have done, which also means that at the current moment it's not possible to claim the airdrop, and we are not sure if we are gonna do some programs in the near future. And near future will be the start of next year. So the last thing that I want to get on recording today is gonna be what's our focus right now. So our focus right now is Q1 to get everything done and finalized, and then from Q1, when everything is done and finalized, then already have a plan, and we have been planning this for the last few months together with some partners to make some programs that can bring in developers on our blockchain. Developers and businesses is what we want to focus on. And here, what we have done is we have spoken with a few new centralized exchanges. They are new to Roburna. They are not new to the industry. It's centralized exchanges that have been around before the last circle. So they have been here for at least 4 years, and we have a few centralized exchanges that we are speaking about with making a hackathon accelerator program. So between two different programs that we are speaking with partners about doing, inside of these programs will go in and support us. The Roburna project will definitely go in and support us. We are speaking with a few others of our partners to come in and support us in this accelerator and hackathon program that we want to run. It's going to go live after the bridge goes live, because we want the bridge to come live first. And then the partnerships with the centralized exchanges is also going to bring us listing on these exchanges. As you all know, we have already paid one SEX listing, and that will come when the bridge goes out together with market making. This I will cover in a separate AMA with the market making, but market making and bridge is going to go live. That's going to streamline the price and the liquidity across all the different exchanges and move the liquidity around where it's needed to make sure that we don't have the difference in prices that we see today. So this is going to be done, and then when this is done, then we're going to go live with hackathon and accelerator program, and then during this program we are going to list on the centralized exchanges that we are currently working with for this initiative. So this is going to be how we're going to proceed forward and focus in Q1. Obviously, accelerator program and a hackathon, that is a big awareness event that's going to happen to bring in. It's very focused on people who build, but obviously it has some marketing, not only towards developers, but also towards the wider range of people who are active in DeFi. So yeah, here we are going to start to get our awareness events together with the SEX listing. As we have already confirmed, there is a marketing event that's going to be set up by the centralized exchange. And then from there, we're going to keep growing. This means that we are still going to have a best part of the circle. Obviously, we had hoped that everything would have been done by today, and we could have focused on adoption already now. Now it's going to be in a few months. Then we're going to start to really focus on this adoption, bring more people on the chain, and especially bring people from outside of the Web3 space. So these are going to be more or less the timeline that I have right now. And in a few weeks, when we have a better insight from how the test goes from Greenfolio, then I'm going to go much deeper into this subject. So yeah, that's really what I had for today's AMA. Remember, if you do have some specific questions that you would like us to answer, the best way is always to use the contact form. But also we try to take notice of any question that's asked in the community. And now our supporters group have come up and be more active. So they will definitely also help us with getting any questions that might be asked in the public community, get them and make sure that the team gets it locked in. But if you have a question and you want it answered, then please submit it in the contact form, because then we can either go in and answer you directly. If it is a question that have been answered multiple times, I'm not going to bring it up on an AMA unless there is a bigger demand for it. If it's only one person that asks a question that we have answered many times and the answer haven't changed, then I'm not going to bring it up directly on AMA. So yeah, please do this so we can keep everything a lot more streamlined, because I do not want to have any questions that goes unanswered. And these events, these public events, is definitely the best way for me to answer questions, because I am very, very focused on getting our things done. And as I've already said, I do have a lot of things booked in real life, mainly with partners, clients that come in and work with Roburna blockchain. And this is something that I also want to attend fully, which is why you see that sometimes I'm not as active on Telegram as I was 1 or 2 years ago, because 1 or 2 years ago we were at a different stage of the Roburna development and the Roburna adoption phase. Apart from this, next year I'm also gonna attend some events, and we are gonna host a specific Roburna event in Portugal, and these events we are soon gonna be able to share some of the dates for. Obviously, we are very much focused on attending some of the big events that goes on in the Middle East or goes around in Asia, where we can reach a larger audience. So I will personally travel out to be part of some of these events, so we can get more awareness for Roburna. So with this, I'm gonna end today's recording. Thanks for joining in, and remember, I'm gonna have something to share after this recording. Perfect.